Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmick. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here as well. This message really wanted to come out. I was shuffling the cards a little bit, just kind of getting ready to tap in, and these three cards popped out, and it was one of those, this message needs to come out right now. So, that being said, I do collective messages. With that, not everything is going to resonate, and that's okay. Just take what does and leave what doesn't for somebody else to appreciate. With that, also, I do want to kind of give a slight trigger warning, because I have a feeling with part of the message that's coming through, it may be, it's got the potential to be slightly triggering. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer right now in case that, in case you're in a space where you're not ready for it. We'll just put it that way. So without further ado, I've already tapped into the energy. Bear with me a little bit. My throat chakra is going a little wonky, which sometimes with these types of messages, that happens. So just bear with me, and we're going to get this message out. Okay, so the first card that came out is water, which is the overflow. And so with this, you can see she's got, I think it's 8 arms. So she's got multiple arms, and she's got water flowing down through her crown all the way through. Okay. Then she's got water flowing into her hands and through her hands. And so with this, what I was really picking up is an overflow of abundance, an overflow of energy, but not in a bad way, in a very tapped in, tuned in, turned on kind of way. And with this is really speaking to me of the energy of when we have more than enough. We are tapped into that universal flow of abundance. And so this is really, really a beautiful energy to be in. And this is where we don't have a whole lot of attachments, because we understand the process of creation. We understand that we're creator beings. We understand that everything here is a temporary experience. And so it helps to detach from some of like the physical elements around us, basically. And with that leads into this home card. And with this home card, what really spoke to me at first was this star in the heart space here. And what this really, really reminds me of is when we're first kind of awakening, or, shortly thereafter, and we realize that we came from the stars. And, this would be like, if you resonate with being a starseed, galactic being, that kind of thing, what can happen is, if you see here, a part of it looks like there's an empty space in the heart chakra, but then there's that star in the middle. And so at first, when we're going on this journey, it can feel like we're longing for a home that isn't on earth. We're homesick in a way that we can't explain. We are desperately wanting to return home. And oftentimes what happens with starseeds and those that came here specifically to ground in this new energy for the planet, Earth realm right now is very dense. It's a very, very dense energy in the 3D, and it's very chaotic. We're going through the shift, and so there's so many energies, and it feels foreign to us at a soul level, because we are used to a higher vibration. Basically, we're used to different dimensions where you don't drop as low in density. And I don't mean like high and low is good and bad. It's a density concept. And so we don't have the duality experience in these other realms. We don't go through the amnesia process of forgetting who we are to then rediscover who we are, which can be a really, really intense experience from the human perspective. But what this really, really is saying to me is to remember this home in your heart space is with you no matter where you're at. You are a unique frequency that came here at this time for this reason. And so that wanting and that longing to go home to a different place, it's a normal part of the process. That being said, I will say, and this is where my trigger warning came in. This process right here is where a lot of light workers choose to exit the earth game. Okay. This is where that longing becomes so intense and so strong that a lot of light workers just don't want, they can't handle it, basically. And so they make the choice in one way or the other. Sometimes it's an actual conscience choice to exit the earth game. Sometimes it's a, succumbing to different devices that increase the sickness of the human body so that it exits sooner. And hopefully you understand what I'm saying without getting super triggered. I want to say, if you are in this space, or if you've been tapping on that line, this is some of the most empowering things that we can understand. Is we came here to do this. You came here to raise the vibration. You came here to go through this longing process, to remember who you are, because when you remember who you are and you tap into that energy and you tap into your full galactic self, now you can actually bring in your unique frequency and your unique energy in a more conscious way. You've been doing it your whole life, okay? But now you can do it in a conscious way, to where you are taking that full essence of yourself everywhere you go. And that is what rises the vibration of the planet. That is what helps the collective as a whole. That is what helps shift us out of this extremely intense time that we're in. And being able to fully stand in our power like this, and bring that energy down through the lower chakras, because that's where that disconnect starts to happen. Is we start to have this awareness and this understanding up in our higher chakras, right? In our third eye and our crown and all of this, we start to get this knowing. Maybe we're seeing different things, and then it's almost this disconnect that happens in the heart space, and this longing happens, and it's this, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. It's so hard. And then what we can do is we can shift that perspective just a little bit and say, actually, I came here to embrace this time. I came here to embrace how difficult it is. I came here to bring all of my galactic self, all of my starseed self, all of my helpers, all of my spirit team with me. They're all rooting for me to make it through this hard phase of awakening. To me, this was one of the hardest phases of awakening, was being in this place of not fully bringing that energy back down into the lower chakras. And so that's why you hear a lot of teachers and guides and awakened people, when they're talking about the importance of grounding in your energy. It's because that is the purpose. That's your purpose here. It looks different ways. We express it in different ways. We've got the free will to do it in whatever way we want. But the core of the reason we came here was to take our unique soul energy at this time and to bring it from our galactic self, from the other realms, from our other lifetimes, from all of the experience of the soul. And we are anchoring that energy all the way into Mother Earth to help her shift right now. That's our purpose here. That's the core of why we're here. That's the core of what we're doing. That's the core of this entire process. Okay. And then we get to experience the freedom and the awesomeness of being a creator being and sharing our purpose with the world. And first, it takes that internal process of being able to understand who we are and why we came here, and then to fully anchor that down into the lower chakras. Because once we really do that, then we open up this, it's kind of symbolic on this card here. what we're doing is we open up this portal within ourselves, and we're just constantly bringing down this pure source energy into the earth. And that's what she needs right now. That's why she made the call. And that's why all of us signed up to do this at this time, is to do that, for Mother Earth. And we all signed up and said, hey, we're willing to do this. We want to. And not everybody got the ticket. Most people who wanted to come to Earth at this time their access was not granted. So understanding how lucky and how blessed you are to be here at this time is a part of this process as well. Something else in this card that really, really speaks to me is you've got all these eyes, okay? And all of these eyes in this sense right now is, to me, it's really, really showing that you have all of the support that you need with you. This is representative of, all the galactic beings around you, all of the spirit guides, animal guides, Fey realm guides, which includes dragons and fairies and unicorns and, all those things that we don't see, quote unquote, but they're in a different realm. They're all helping us at this time. We're all here. All eyes are on this process. All eyes are on Earth right now. This is like, this is one of the most exciting things to happen. It's all eyes are on us, and not in a creepy way, not in a bad way, not in a judgmental way, in a way of, we have so much support all the time that's rooting for us. And this is an intense energy. Hold on. Excuse me. There's so many beings that are rooting for us right now, and there's so much help. And getting through that process of understanding why you came here and why it's so hard, and then also understanding the pure amount of strength that you have at that soul level. You came here to go through this because you can do it. You knew you could before you came in. And you've got the strength. You've got all the resources within you. And there's so many more people waking up now that it's just going to become less and less lonely of a journey. And just know that you're never alone. All of these eyes around you are all of these different beings that are rooting for you and for Earth and for us as a whole. And it's truly an amazing experience to be able to be here to assist this. A lot of you are ascended masters. A lot of you are, angels. A lot of you are these extremely high vibrational souls, and you came in for this challenge because you knew you could do it. You knew you could do it at the soul level, and you were excited for it. And so that's something, it's and I remember this. It can be a very, very challenging space to be in right now. And I feel like this is why this message needed to come through, immediately. I barely had time to, prep my space and stuff. It was just boom, this needs to come through now. And it's such a pivotal time on the planet, and we're doing it. And that's the thing, too, is it seems so dark and so, at times, especially if you're looking into things like, what's going on in the physical realm right now, and, if you watch the news, or those kinds of things, and look at what's going on in the 3D, it's all doom and gloom everywhere. But when you unplug from that and you walk outside for a minute, there's things to show the hope all around us. Look at a tree, look at the sun, look at the stars, look at the moon. we're supported in this, and it's gonna get, it's crazy right now because we're in the remodel phase. We're in the breaking down phase. We are, I've used this example before, but you cannot if you're remodeling your home, you can't put in new kitchen cabinets over old kitchen cabinets. You have to pull those old kitchen cabinets out to put the new ones in. And that's the process we're in right now. And if somebody's never seen a house being remodeled and they walk in and they look at somebody just destroying kitchen cabinets, it's chaotic. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? But for those who have seen that or understand that process, it's like, no, trust me, this is going to be good. It looks messy right now. It looks chaotic right now. It feels chaotic right now. It feels not functional, but we're actually clearing the space and we're cleaning it up so that when we rebuild this kitchen, it's going to be bigger and beautiful, more beautiful than ever before. Okay. And so that's what you came here to do. You came here to remodel the kitchen, so to speak. And that's the process we're in. And that's why it feels so dark right now. That's why it feels so intense and so chaotic, is because we are in remodel phase. And you've got to break things down before you can build new things. And we're in this, this is on a massive quantum scale. And so we're breaking down systems and we're rebuilding systems in order to bring that 5D collective, consciousness into the physical realm. And, that's what we're doing. And so with this, if you are in this space, just hang on. And the one thing that I can say is, if you make the conscious choice to live, okay, and again with the trigger warning, understand that when you're in the place of wanting to exit the earth game, that's a choice. You're choosing between death, basically. And so if you make the choice to live and you say, okay, I consciously make this choice to live, and with that choice, I will do everything in my power every day to make it worth it. And some days that's going to look like self-care and laying in bed for 4 hours. Some days that's going to look like going out there and living your purpose in whatever way that is for you. Some days that's going to be going to meditation retreats. Some days that's going to be crying until your eyes are swollen for, whatever reason, because you're healing past traumas and things. Some days it's going to be feeling just kind of irritable because you're tapped into the collective and you forgot to, separate your energy from that. That's all part of this process. And every part of it is beautiful. Every part of it is what you came here to do. And so if you make that choice to live, then you get to fully experience it. You get to fully show up and experience this shift right now, this history changing time we're in. I mean, we are literally making history every single year, it feels like. It's just one major thing after another. I mean, it's a lot. And this is the time, when it'll look, we'll look back on it and be like, oh, and then you got to be here during that time. You got to help during that time. You got to be here during the time when history was made, when the shift was being made. And this is something that at the soul level, you're here because you signed up for it and you want to be here. So that leads us to the Realm Bridger, which to me speaks of just what I was talking about earlier in this card, where we are being the bridge between these dimensions. Basically, we are bringing in this new earth. We're bringing in this new energy. We're bringing in all of these visions and, you know, art, like the new artistry, and we're bringing it in. And so being the realm bridger is being able to tap into these other dimensions in these other realms of existence, and then bringing that energy in and creating with it. And so whatever that way looks for you, it doesn't have to be, you know, being the best sculptor in the world and sculpting, you know, art that is going to be out front of the Louvre. It can be doodling for right now, and you're doodling different geometric patterns that you may see when you close your eyes. Maybe it's just coloring for now. Maybe it's writing song lyrics, or writing poems, or you know, painting, etc. It can be something small like that. It can be tapping in and channeling energy and speaking it, or writing. It can be auto writing, but that's really what you're doing right now, or that's what you're being called to do right now, is to really step into that. You might have been getting that soul nudge of working more with these energies, because each soul has different experiences. We all have a slightly different frequency, where because of our experiences over many lifetimes, we have access and understanding. We have access to different energies and different dimensions and realms and things. And then we also have our unique experience that gives our unique perspective on it. And then that's what we get to bring in. And that's, you know, ultimately, again, at the soul level, we came here to raise the vibration and to create. Those are the two main things that we came here to do at this time. We're creator beings because we're, you know, source beings. And then we came here to raise the vibration. That's this, if you're walking this journey of awakening right now, it's because you came here as a light worker, as a starseed, to raise the collective, raise the vibration, and to anchor in this light, in this new energy onto earth. And you know, at first it feels like an impossible feat, and then when you realize one light worker in their full power can affect millions and millions of people, one person can help nudge the souls of millions to wake up a little bit. It's a massive ripple effect. It's something that it might be a 90%, 10% split right now. I think it's actually less than that at the moment. I don't know. I know a lot of people have been waking up, though, and it's very, very hopeful. It's very hopeful. And, you know, we have the ability to connect with one another on the internet. And that's another beautiful thing that we can do right now, is we can help each other go through this experience. And you don't feel as alone. And you can always, always, always tap back into this right here. You can always tap back into your galactic self, your whole soul self, and all of your beings, all of your guides, all of your ancestors, all of your angels, you know, whatever you work with. Oh, you can always tap into that. They're always here. They're always rooting for you, and they're always there to give you guidance. Or even sometimes it's not even guidance. Sometimes it's just the knowing that you're not alone, and that right there can get you through the darkest of times, is just understanding that you're never alone. And also what's beautiful too is you've got all these beings in other realms that are here that are rooting for you, and you also have a bunch of other humans, and you know, we're here rooting for each other. And that's something that is just beautiful that we're doing for this planet. So with that, seeing if another card wants to come out. Nope, I think that's it. So I felt the intensity of that energy leave just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I really hope that this message finds whoever needs to hear it in this time. I'm rooting for you. Your galactic, awesome star and soul team, spirit team. they're rooting for you too. You've got this. Fully awaken to the awesomeness of who you are, because you are truly a unique being that is here for a reason, and we need you. The world needs you. Mother Earth needs you. And you came here for that reason. And so just know that. And, when times get tough and all of that, move through those feelings, right? Don't bypass them. Don't ignore them. Understand that the human experience is a dense one, and our emotions flow through us because that is our guidance system. And so when we're suppressing emotions, then we are also not able to fully open that portal of light. And when we open that portal of light fully, it's going to clear out a lot of things that no longer serve. And so sometimes that can feel really intense. Sometimes we can have a few days where it's just like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, and I just don't feel good, and I'm bleh. Give yourself grace for that. Give yourself permission to do that and to go through that. And be kind to yourself, especially when you're in that space. Do your best to be kind to yourself, and think about what you would tell somebody else who is going through that. Because oftentimes we would be extremely supportive of somebody else going through that because we know what that's like, but then we turn around and we beat ourselves up for it mentally. And so if you can shift that a little bit and start being more kind to yourself, and when you're going through those things, you can even do something where you kind of reframe it a little and you go, okay, what would I tell a friend or somebody else that I know that's going through this? And then you can speak that and then receive that back. And so it can be something like, hey, you're doing your best right now. It's really intense. It's okay. You can get through this. You're very supported. You've got all the tools at your disposal to move through this. And it's okay to take a day off or 2 days off. We're human beings, not human doings. So it's okay to take a beat and to just kind of rest, unplug a little, put good, high vibrational things in your body, and that will help support the physical body as well. Move through those, because oftentimes we're just moving energies through us. And we're also heavy, powerful transmuters as well. And so when these real intense times come up and this dark, heavy, thick energy comes in, we are actually transmuting it into a lighter frequency that can be beneficial for the entire planet. So we're powerful beings. We're very powerful beings. And when we are tapped in and turned on, and we understand the process of what's happening within us, it just becomes a lot easier to flow with it and understand that this is just part of the process. And I'm going through all this muck right now because that's what I came here to do, and I get to do this. I get to be here in the physical and shift these energies. And it's with those little reframes that it becomes easier and easier. And this isn't something that's just you're gonna wake up tomorrow if you're in this heavy space. You're not, it's not one of those things where you wake up tomorrow and you just, figured it all out. It's a process. But by continuing to be kind to yourself first and foremost, and understanding what's going on within your vessel, it becomes easier and easier to do this. And you're supported. You are so supported. You've got, an unspeakable amount of beings with you right now at this moment, rooting for you, and just like, you can do it. And so just remember that you're never alone. You came here to do this. Remember that you are a powerful being that came here for this. Not in an ego way, of course, but in a way of, don't diminish your own abilities, and don't downplay your role here on the planet. You are needed. Your unique frequency is needed at this time, and we're all rooting for you. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this message. I hope this helps somebody. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're resonating with this, please leave me a comment below. And, you know, we can all support each other on this journey with this. It's not easy. All the time. It's, you know, it can be intense. And so being able to support each other, even from across the world, is such a unique, awesome, cool thing to do. And so with that, you know, definitely be kind in the comments, to one another as well. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pop out of this. If you want to see more readings like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm probably going to be bringing through some more galactic readings. I'm feeling that call at the moment. So be on the lookout. And until then, know your power, stay blessed, and thank you so much for being here. Bye.